people? Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I am Darla and you are tuned into The 30 Journey. Here I share my life lessons, experiences, and journey along my 30s with you. And if any of that sounds interesting, you should definitely subscribe. Join the TTJRNY tribe and follow me on Instagram. All right, y'all, let's talk. When it comes to intimacy and abstinence, it's like some people feel like the two can't coexist. There's so much talk on YouTube regarding what you shouldn't do or what you shouldn't engage in when you are abstaining and different things of that nature, but there's no talk about what you could be doing within this time and what you could be sharing with your partner in a different way. And I really want to touch on this because I think it is so important to be able to be honest about the fact that yes, we're human and we're horny. And that's a real thing regarding abstaining because those desires don't go away. You guys may or may not know, depending on if you've been here for a while or not, that I've been abstaining for quite some time now. And I was very adamant about, thinking what would intimacy look like in relationships for me? Because clearly we're not doing some things, but we definitely want to be able to connect physically in some way, shape, or form because that is important. So I really want to share with you guys some of the things that I was thinking about and just my thoughts on some things. I'm not giving you any advice about what you should or should not do, but I do want to, like I said, share my thoughts and my viewpoints because I don't see people or many people talking about this on YouTube because this is a very real thing. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Believe it or not, y'all, this was birthed from a prayer session about a couple of years ago or so now. And because I'm very intuitive and I always go within regarding all of my thoughts and what I'm feeling and different things like that, like there are no limits when it comes to talking to God about things that are important to me or things that are happening. So I think it is important to know that when you have conversations with yourself, when you have conversations with your higher power about a lot of different things, that does not mean just because, the intercourse, that's what we'll call it this video, the intercourse is off limits with God. And I think it is so important for people to realize that, like, God, I'm horny. What do I need to do in this situation? Because I'm feeling some things, and be honest about that. And, when you think about being with a partner and you are abstaining because this is something that is important to you, this is a standard that you have set for yourself, I think you have to be very honest about what you're feeling and what's going on. Because if you don't, you will usually make decisions that will definitely counteract what work you've put in and the things that you want to achieve and what you want to do. I have a whole playlist that you can watch regarding my journey and just certain thoughts that I have regarding this journey. But I believe this is important for you to think about, before having a partner, even if you're in a relationship right now and you really want to start having conversations regarding what this should look like or what you would like it to look like in your relationships, because you have to be honest with people about your desires and the things that you expect and the things that you even want when it comes to the intercourse. So one of the first things that I want to talk about regarding intimacy and abstinence is thinking about how deep do you want to go with your partner. And when you think about going deep, I know what you're thinking, but that's not what I mean. I'm actually talking about going deep about certain things that you may expect, certain things that you may want within the relationship regarding the intercourse. Also things that you really just want to learn about your partner, because that is truly a beautiful foundation for being able to connect more intimately. You know what's funny? I think so many people don't understand that there's a difference between ejaculation and an orgasm. And I think there's something to be said about, for women, a lot of it for us is mental. So not being mentally stimulated by someone and not being able to go deep with a person mentally, especially a woman, that will definitely taint a lot of the intimate parts of intimacy. Like, how deep do we want to really explore each other regarding the aspect of the intercourse and also outside of it as well? Sometimes that looks like even just having those conversations, which we'll get to in a little bit. And sometimes that goes within just saying and learning about who a person is, because learning about their experiences and the things that they've gone through and the things that they have experienced maybe with other people is what allowed the person that's right in front of you to be in front of you today. And being able to go deep enough to really understand that person in that aspect will allow for you to even be able to go deeper when it comes to intimacy. Trust and believe that. going deep can mean different things for different people. Sometimes it's literally just being able to lay in someone's lap and express something that you may have only talked to God about. Maybe going deep is expressing things about yourself that you've never been able to express before. And being able to experience that level and that type of intimacy with someone develops more trust. And a lot of times, I will speak for women, some women, a lot of times for us, when we're able to trust our partners, we're able to let go in ways that we have not been able to let go. So that is why this is so important as well, as far as developing that type of relationship, that type of intimacy, and also being mindful, like I said, of how deep do you want to go. Another level of intimacy, I believe, when it comes to abstinence is also new experiences. I think it's so important to be able to say, you know what, I want to experience things that I've never experienced before, especially if you can see yourself being married to someone. A lot of us have already had previous experiences with other people, so there are things there. And I think it is also important to work those things out before actually being with a new person, because you don't want to bring those experiences into a new relationship. Granted, they may have taught you some things, but you're dealing with a whole different person. So being able to experience new things on new levels with new people or your new person, it is important that you allow yourselves to love each other in that space. Prayerfully, your minds are renewed in a very beautiful way if you've been abstaining for a while, or if you've gone on this journey or just gone on this journey with this person. That's something to celebrate right there. That's something that may be new for you all right there. Like I said before, the intercourse is one type of intimacy. One thing that I will also mention is that some people don't know that there are, I think, 12, maybe more types of orgasms that people can have outside of, that's important to be able to understand with a partner as well. I think a beautiful thing that I want to recommend for a lot of people who are single is also being able to know who you are. That's why this season is so important, for you to understand who you are, what you desire, what you like. So that way, when it comes to having those new experiences, you are bringing a newer, developed, more healthier version of yourself into something new. And another thing on this point as well of new experiences within this aspect is also being able to not cloud your mind with a lot of different things that you have experienced with other people. Again, this is a new person. This is a new experience. Allow yourself to stay in that space. Allow yourself to be able to receive what the other person is trying to tell you about them. Because I think sometimes the intercourse can be a very selfless act when you allow it to be. And I think in a lot of spaces, it has become very selfish. I think so many people think so much about self rather than what can I do for this other person. Granted, we know that there are people pleasers, but at the same time, a lot of times it's driven by ego. So yeah, remember, the newer version of you will definitely open the door for many new experiences. The last thing I'll say regarding intimacy and abstinence is also being able to have uncomfortable conversations. Like I said before, there are two people that are coming into a new situation that have had prior experiences with other people. But again, two new people having maybe an uncomfortable conversation, and maybe over time it may be more comfortable about how a person views, how they give, and how they even receive pleasure is important. And like I said, you have to decide how deep you want to go regarding this. You have to connect with a higher power to say, is this too far? Is this too much? Are we doing something that's just not aligning with where we're really trying to go? Because this can be a very slippery slope as well. I just want to be very honest about that, because I think some people overlook that. And I also think some people put way too much pressure on that aspect of the relationship as well, especially if you're abstaining. Because again, like I said, there are so many people that have, put out videos regarding of what you shouldn't do, and not enough people talking about what you maybe should do and the conversations you should have with a partner, a future partner. Again, it's different for a lot of different people. There are some people who are on this journey that are like, yeah, we can do that. Like, we can do that. And some people are like, no, that's way too far, because I'm going to want to do more. So again, that conversation is a conversation that needs to be had, because it's important for you all to be aligned on where it is you're trying to go, what the end goal is, and what you're trying to get to, and how you're trying to honor God in this as well, if that is your journey. I think once we peel back the layers of what it really means to really love a person, because a lot of times too, and I'll be very honest about this, which has, been a part of my journey, the intercourse that's not tied to love is not something that I want. I'm very big on emotional connections and different things of that nature, which is another part of why this journey has been so big for me. And for some people, that's not the case. Now, do I believe this is something you should have right off the bat? No, I do not. I think it is important for people to get to know a person, like really allow themselves to be able to connect with a person, right? But it's important also to be able to have the conversation. It's important for you to be able to not tiptoe around it, because a lot of people have different desires. A lot of people have different sexual appetites. There are some people who may even be asexual. Like, this is a very real thing, y'all. And not having these conversations, I believe you're asking for more problems down the line, because you should be comfortable enough to be able to have those conversations. I do want to recommend also a video that I did, for women especially, regarding, thinking about a lot of things before getting to that point of being in a relationship with a partner, and certain things that you should do for yourself as a woman, and what that looks like for you if you are going on this journey, because it is important for you to honor yourself as well. I think that is so important, knowing yourself as a woman. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. It also allows people to know that there's value in this video. Also, if you're not subscribed, I don't know why you would not be, but make sure you hit the subscribe button and join the TTJRNY fam. As always, remember to keep God first and to commit to the journey. Peace.